Please, sir, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Colleagues, my name is Hasanboy Burhanov, and I am the founder of the opposition political movement Erkin Uzbekistan, Free Uzbekistan. The kleptocratic regime of Mirziyayev is lying and saying that since he's come to power in Uzbekistan, the number of NGOs has increased to 10,000. But mostly these are gongos, and the real number of these of NGOs is only around 450. Now, during this crisis situation in Uzbekistan, people, especially from the socially vulnerable groups, have been left without aid. And during the pandemic, many people have been simply going hungry. And there have been cases where people have died of starvation. But at the same time, Mirziyayev, speaking on his Mirziyayev has sent tons and tons of humanitarian aid to the new government in Afghanistan, the Taliban, in other words, although we still consider it a terrorist organization. And 34 tons of humanitarian aid were sent to Ukraine, but this only happened at the third attempt because pro-Kremlin lobbies were attempting to do all they could to obstruct this. On 24th April, Mirziyayev congratulated Ramzan Kadyrov on the Ramadan holiday, which hadn't yet begun, and he gave him a gift, a precious picture made of gold, and wished him, and I quote him, "new victories in all of your endeavors." But we all know that Kadyrov and his bandits are committing crimes in Ukraine, and yet there is Mirziyayev wishing him new victories. In other words, victories or crimes in Ukraine. Then Lukashenko, the Belarusian president, the Kremlin propagandists and their organizations are all intervening in Uzbekistan's internal affairs. They're trying to drag Uzbekistan into their political alliances in order to establish the so-called Russian world in Uzbekistan. And when we try to talk about these problems, when we try to talk about the real role of the Kremlin in Uzbekistan, we face all kinds of threats. Let me quote, you disabled idiot, you were punished by God. People like you shouldn't be alive. Hitler was right to burn the Jews and the disabled people. And a second quote, you don't have much longer to live. We're going to come soon to get you in Germany, and we're going to skin your hide. You are going to die a slow, painful death. I hope very much that the German security services will not wait for these threats to be carried out. The fact of the matter is that organization is trying to break the hold of fear on Uzbekistan. We have become a symbol of freedom, a symbol of hope for building a free Uzbekistan. And so now let me turn to the recommendations. My first recommendation, to continue to strengthen political and economic isolation of the Putin regime, and in particular its contacts with Uzbekistan, because it is Uzbekistan that has become a reliable rear for Putin's regime. We support the example of the Polish Prime Minister Morawiecki, saying that the Russian world must be destroyed as a cancerous tumor. My second recommendation, a sanctions list on Orient Group, which is run by Mirziyayev's family. Third, to include on the sanctions list the Ariel Group, which belongs to the Uzbek oligarch Azirov. This group is being financed by Gazprom Bank, which is already on the sanctions list. Putin's regime is acting through these commercial organizations, through these enterprises, to pursue its political and economic goals to resolve its problems. It's conducting an information war against the entire world. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.